Hello Internet and welcome to the Collective Arcana. We are a channel all about tabletop gaming. My name is Wyatt and today I'm going to be opening up a box that was sent to me by Paizo and Humble Bundle. Hi everybody, so I got a box from, as I said, Paizo and Humble Bundle, and what's in it is the physical objects you will get if you back the current Starfinder Humble Bundle. Now, proceeds from this Humble Bundle are going to a charity called Comic Books for Kids, and what they do is they send comic books and coloring books to children's hospitals and cancer centers where children are going to be there for long-term care, and it's just a nice way to sort of help these kids forget what they're doing in those hospitals. They can be pretty gloomy places, while the people who work there do their very best. The reality is it's still not home, it's still a strange place, and by giving them these little distractions, they can, follow their favorite heroes and heroines while they do, fight a little more manageable enemies than things like cancer and stuff like that. So it's a really great cause. They have sent over 60,000 books, coloring books and comic books to something like over 165 different facilities across all 50 states in the U.S. So, there's a good chance that they're serving kids near you, and that's wonderful. So it's a good cause. As always with Humble Bundle, when you go in and you select what you're doing, you can sort of adjust those sliders and determine how much goes to Humble Bundle, how much goes to Paizo, and how much goes to the charity. And that's totally within your rights to do, and you should do that. You should put your money where you want it to go. It's all for a good cause, but make sure that you know where you're putting yours. Now, I sort of know what's in here already. We opened it up just to make sure that everything was there. We didn't want any nasty surprises, but so it's not going to be a traditional unboxing, but we are going to go through and show everything that's in that Pathfinder or Starfinder beginner box. Before we dive in, though, I do want to say if you don't want to pledge all the way to the $50, not pledge, but donate all the way to the $50 to get the physical rewards, which these two things I'm going to show you today are worth something like $80-some just by themselves. So getting them for $50 plus all of the excellent PDFs that you're going to get cannot beat that deal. But you'll get digital versions of this stuff even at the lower tiers. You don't have to go all the way up to $50. If you're fine with digital in this day and age with everything that's going on, a lot of people are. And so, no problem there. It's a little bit cheaper, save on shipping. And that is the caveat. If you get the physical products, you will have to pay for shipping. Understandable. But you're getting something like 40 different PDFs, and they're all coming from Paizo.com, so they'll be there for you to download at your leisure. You can download them multiple times. If you lose them, whatever, change computer and forget to transfer them over, so no worries there. But they're really good quality. They're really nice to have, and especially if you're using a virtual tabletop, most of the bigger virtual tabletops right now have a way for you to either get a discount or be able to freely transfer official Paizo PDFs over. And I know that in certain things it will actually completely populate all of the maps with the marked off walls and things like that. It's really cool. Your mileage may vary with your personal favorite virtual tabletop, but there's a good chance you'll have some kind of coverage there. So let's jump in here. Let's see. First thing is this Packed Worlds book. So this is sort of kind of let's get something out of the way first of all. I know almost nothing about Starfinder except specific little bits of trivia as they relate to Pathfinder and vice versa. So, for example, I know that one of these packed worlds is Caravel, which is where the Pathfinder elves are from in the Pathfinder setting. They are not from the Feywild, although it's a pretty complicated history, and I'm sure I am getting most of it wrong, but, they are technically space aliens even in Pathfinder, and in this Starfinder, their planet, and they are still around. So, first things first, art is fantastic, but it's got nice little guides here showing you some of the different worlds and things like that. Some of the different Hell Knights, I just found out, are still a thing in Starfinder, so that's cool. But it's got a few rules, but it's mostly lore and setting guide information so that you can... I take that back. 6 new playable ancestries and, they say races in this, and tons of new gear, including weapons, armor, magic items, and tech gadgets. So what do I know? I thought this was a mostly lore. Nope. there's some weapons. Weapons and accessories. Okay. But yeah, so it covers the major worlds, a few new character options. I don't know enough to really speak on that, unfortunately. But I know the art is cool. I desperately want to find the time to get into Starfinder. I'm a big fan of Paizo, and I know that this is sort of a Pathfinder 1E/2E sort of bridges the gap there. So it's got a lot of the things that I love from Pathfinder 2E. And I already loved Pathfinder 1E as well, so I'm sure I'll enjoy the system. I just haven't had the chance to play it, but I am getting the sci-fi itch lately, so this is awesome. Now I'm going to sort of rearrange things here a little bit. I'm going to take the plastic off the beginner box. We'll sort of edit that out just so I can get it in a nice position so that I can show you what's in it as I pull it out. Okay, so the plastic off here. That's that new box sound everybody loves. So it's a great cover. We can see that we've got some sort of robot dragon. Gotta love that. All right, so looking familiar already, we have here some bases, and these are going to be because we're going to get some little standing cardstock miniatures. We also have a nice set of dice. So if you're just now getting into the hobby, you don't have dice, you do now. All right. This is, before you go any further, read this page to help get started with the Starfinder beginner box. It's got instructions on how to play if you have a group, but also if you're on your own, and that's really cool. A lot of people, maybe you just don't have people in your area and you really want to see what this whole tabletop RPG thing is. Maybe you are just a little nervous, scared to go meet people. Maybe you don't like the idea of playing online and you're excited to jump in, once the world opens back up again. But you don't want to, go in and totally have no idea what's going on. So you just want some sort of little primer. In any case, this is really good. I did not know about that it would have a little guide to play by yourself. I think that's really awesome. The fact is that, as a lifelong nerd, I've definitely found myself in situations where I was a little afraid to dive in to a group activity, and I wish I knew more about what it was before I actually, had to enter that group dynamic. So I really appreciate that they do that. I know that there are a lot of people out there that would very much like to be able to dip their toe in first. So that's really cool. Next we have, I think this on the back here, this will tell us what we're going to find in here. So we're going to have the dice, which we've seen. We're going to get a Hero's Handbook and a Game Master's Guide. 24 plastic pawn bases, including 3 large ones. I'm not sure what this singular orange one is for. I don't know. But yeah, I do see some large-sized ones in there. 87 character and creature pawns. So that's good. 6 player aid cards. That's what I was just holding. 6 blank character sheets. 6 pre-generated character sheets. And a double-sided flip mat. So that's really good. It's literally everything you need to run and play. I think we've done an unboxing. I know we've done an unboxing of the Pathfinder 2nd Edition beginner box. And I think we did the D&D 5e starter kit. I think we did videos on those. They'll be up or down if we did. And I know that this seems very similar to the Pathfinder one. The 5e one didn't have like the map and the tokens and stuff like that. But 5e is much less of a mechanics heavy, so it's not really necessary, I think, to play with a grid. Not that it is for 2e. I'm sure Starfinder is the same way. It's definitely not necessary. You can absolutely do Theater of the Mind with either of them. Knights of Everflame on YouTube, Matt Bowman, he runs a little short adventure to get people excited about 2e when it first launched. They didn't use miniatures. It worked great. But I definitely see why it might feel like more of a necessity in Pathfinder than D&D, but still, you just can't argue with the value you're getting for this stuff. So these player cards are... Yes, so they're going to have some common actions that your character is likely to be able to take. I believe that Starfinder uses Pathfinder 2e's 3-action economy, which I suppose may be more accurate to call it Starfinder's 3-action economy, but I think it was actually Unchained Pathfinder 1e first, but we're getting into the weeds, doesn't matter. The point is that you're going to get a nice little cheat sheet of different actions you can take, and then on the back here we have some of the conditions that you may encounter, some debuffs and situations that may happen to your character, so you can quick reference and see how you need to adjust your stats or what you can do based on what the GM has just told you happened to you. So that's fun. All right, what are these? Oh, these are the blank character sheets, it looks like. Getting into the... Now, these are very stylized. I am not familiar with Starfinder, as I said, but I have seen Starfinder character sheets. And I don't think that they're quite this... honestly, I don't think they're quite this attractive. This is a really good-looking character sheet. It's just a front and back situation. And that's because they didn't need to leave room for your level 5 feats, because these characters are only expected to gain maybe a level or two based on the adventure. Again, most likely based on the Pathfinder beginner box. And that means that, you know, they can sort of get everything a little bit tighter and sort of rearrange it in a way that makes it a little more at a glance friendly, including, you know, the different sizes of dice and things like that. So that's handy. And these are nice because, you know, once you play through the adventure with the pre-generated characters, I think there's enough rules in here that you can create your own characters, so you can run through the adventure again, or just, you know, be able to create a lot of little low-level characters to decide if you want to get the full rules and play with all the bells and whistles. All right, here we go. This is the Hero's Handbook. This is going to have all of your player character options. It's got your spell lists and things like that. It's got ancestry or racial stuff. They're still calling it racial stuff in Starfinder. I'm sure that's just they didn't want to change it midway through, but hopefully, you know, if there's ever a Starfinder 2e, we'll have ancestries instead of races. Let's see here. Yeah, just nice little bit of recommendations, some default stat arrays that you can use. And things like that if you want to make your own characters. But everything else will be right here on our character sheet. So these are our pre-generated characters. This is the, let me see here. This is the Envoy. Choose the Envoy if you'd like to be a charismatic people person, make friends and intimidate foes, inspire your allies, or undermine your enemies. Nice classic sci-fi heroine there, and she's fighting some alien dogs on the back. Oh, and yeah, so that's pretty nice. And let's see here. Oh, we have a very cool looking bug person. That's neat. The Mystic. Choose the Mystic if you'd like to heal and help your friends, sling psychic bolts and telekinetic projectiles, use and detect magic, communicate telepathically. Who wouldn't want to do all of those things? That sounds great. Okay, so in here we can see that the character sheet is laid out pretty simply here. No things from the default character sheet because they know exactly what this character needs, so they have pared it down to the minimal information that you require, as well as having some nice cheat sheets about the rules to the side there. That's really nice. The Operative. Choose the Operative if you would like to use a stealthy approach, trick your foes to deal more damage, excel at a variety of skills, and be both a person and a machine. Now, I'm not sure if that means that you have to be a cyborg to be... Oh, you know what? I wonder if this is just because it's a pre-generated character and that's an android. And so for this version of the Operative, I don't know. I don't know enough to say. Maybe operatives do have to have cybernetic implants. Either way, that's sort of our rogue, I'm guessing. Then we have the Mechanic here. The Mechanic is a Isoki, little rat folk. That's great. Choose the Mechanic if you'd like to build and modify machinery, have the right tool for any job, have a cybernetic processor implanted in your brain. Again, not sure if that's specific to the class or if that is some option for the character. And hide objects in your cheek pouches. I'm pretty sure that is a Isoki thing specifically. And then let's see here. We have the Soldier. Be the strongest and the toughest. Use the biggest weapons. Wear the best armor. Excel in melee and ranged combat. And the picture they've got here is a big T-Rex person with a battle rifle and a laser axe, and I don't think that you can be a better thing than that. Then there is the Technomancer. Choose the Technomancer if you'd like to blend magic and technology, wield magic to blast your enemies, use technology to power your magic, read minds and communicate telepathically. Yeah. Those also sound like great fun things. All right, let's see here. Oh, the Game Master's Guide. Okay, so this is going to have the adventure in it. It's got guides to running everything. It's going to have your NPCs, your behind-the-curtain sort of rules, you know, how to instruct the players, guide the game. Nice little recommendations if you're a new player. They do a really good job of sort of giving you a crash course. It's got all the monster stats, any traps, hazards, environmental things that you're going to need. I think I mentioned it's going to have your NPCs. It's going to like sort of tell you like what their motivations are and what they might want the players to do if they get the chance. It's also got just a ton of great art. Pathfinder, Paizo does a great job of art direction. I mean, they are just, everything in here looks great. Everything is stellar. And then you get to the monsters. A lot of fun. I'm very excited to run that. I plan to do that as soon as possible. And here we go. Here is our map. Now these Paizo flip mats are very good quality. We're actually sort of talking over in the Discord about the best way to get these wrinkles out. So if you are someone who is good at that, please, in the comments down below, let us know. Or even better, come hang out in our Discord and tell us the best way to get these maps flattened out. Now, with that said, yes, it comes sort of folded up, and it can be sort of a pain to get it flattened out. But once it is, these things are awesome. They will take any kind of marker or marking that you want to put on them. They will wash off. Now, I should say you should always find a little corner, a little edge, and use whatever marker you're planning to use, and then make sure that it will come off. Always test an area when you're using new materials, but I haven't had any problems. The one thing I will say is you want to use soft-tipped markers on this because you don't want to dig any grooves with a hard or fine tip. But with that said, they're very resilient, they're very durable. I have some that I've had for quite a while, years in fact, and they're really great, especially you can sort of fold up different parts to make just, you know, certain rooms in the dungeon. Now this one on the back is just a sort of plain generic one, and then you could draw your grid or your terrain, whatever you wanted to on there, because again, they do really well with that stuff. Would you call it a dungeon in Starfinder? Or is it just an old relic, you know, husk of a mining ship? I don't know. All right. So here are our tokens. We can see here, yes, here at the top, these are our player character tokens. We'll just sort of put them up there. And the way that these work, you just sort of pop these out, and then they're double-sided, and you just plop them right down into one of these bases that we got earlier that I've got sort of buried over here. I would dig them out and show you. And then they just sort of stand up. They are inch or 2 inches. I don't think there's any small things that I see here, but small creatures would typically just use medium bases, and then, you know, large and on up. Now I do know for Pathfinder, I don't think in the beginner box, but I have some other these token stands, and they do make huge ones, bigger than large size, but no such creatures must appear in this adventure, so they didn't bother with any here. But I do know that they typically just use the large base even when they have huge. Join the Starfinder Society today. So the Society play, there's Starfinder Society and Pathfinder Society. That's just the organized play for these Paizo games. I've never done it. It's a little bit strict as a GM. You sort of have, you know, you can't ad-lib as much, or at least you have very narrow frame where you can ad-lib. Because it's all sort of graded and scored and documented what each character that you have has done. to have sort of like this living world sort of game, and that's super fun and super cool. I've just never gotten into it because I've always had my home games, haven't really had time to, or inclination or reason to really need to go do society games. But if you're having trouble finding a group, society games are great because they will typically meet every week. They're used to having a sort of rotating cast, so you can come in, try it out. If you don't like it, you don't have to come back. There's no like big obligation there. But if you do like it, you can go back, and they'll be there every single week. And, having different adventures. And it's all sort of played like we're all part of this, Starfinder Society or this Pathfinder Society. And we're taking missions, and we're going to go on these missions and work together, and then we're going to split up and go on other missions. So there's not as much of a through storyline, really, other than that big overarching one of we're all working together as part of this organization. One other thing that sort of fell out here, we have a couple of promotional Munchkin cards for the Starfinder and Pathfinder games. Looks like one each. I'm not going to open this up because I'm going to want to get them into our Munchkin games, which I don't think we have a Pathfinder one. Or Starfinder, so maybe I'll have to pick. They got me. But Munchkin is a lot of fun. If you've never played Munchkin, you should check it out. It's a great little party game that's sort of making fun of a lot of tabletop tropes in a really, really fun way. All right, that's it. This is everything that we got. But if you pledge the $50, or again even lower, you're going to get a lot of other stuff too. You're going to get about 40 different PDFs, things like adventures. I think there's even some short fiction. Don't quote me on that one, but I know that there's adventures. There are some books for some setting guides, some character guides, as well as digital versions of the beginner box and the Packed Worlds book. So go ahead, check this out. It's still going for, by the time we get this posted, it will probably be about 6 days remaining. We're filming this with about 8 days remaining, and I don't want to assume that we're going to have a quick turnaround with editing. We'll try, but we'll have links down below where you can click. You can go and check it out yourself. Pledge however much you want to pledge, donate however much you want to donate, and then you'll get codes to download your PDFs, and you'll get instructions on what to do if you go all out and get the physical items. These are really high quality physical items. This beginner box itself is $40. This Packed World book is, actually let me see. Yeah, $40. The Packed World book I think is $45. And if they are anything like the Pathfinder books, yeah, $45. If they're anything like the Pathfinder books, and just this quick flip through that I've done, it looks like they are. You have got excellent page layout, direction, art direction, and a lot of great content. They pack these things full. They're a great value if you are into T-Rexes in space, which is what's on the cover of this. It's probably a really good book for you. I hope to be really into T-Rexes in space here soon. Thanks so much for watching. Definitely check it out, at least for the the charity aspect of it. You can do a lot of good with just a little bit of your time and a little bit of your money. But yeah, let us know if you pick this up, what you think. And again, comments down below, please let me know how to straighten out these maps, because my way is very slow. I just hang them up and let gravity do what it does. Thanks so much for watching. Welcome to the collective, and we'll see you next time.